One of the most explosive mixed martial artists on the local scene is middleweight Gareth Soldier Boy McClellan, training under Richie Kwan at Fight Fit Militia. His schedule of workouts is staggering. Spread over as many as 6 sessions a day, he goes as far as doing his cardio breathing through a partially blocked snorkel, carries weights for lengths underwater, lifts weights that shake the earth when he drops them, and spends hours every week recovering in a hyperbaric chamber.
When you go to war, you got to be ready for war. Soldiers don't get tapped out, they get dead.
Gareth attributes much of his success to the team he has around him.
From Rich's side, he's extremely important to managing me as a fighter, my conditioning, preparing me for the fight, making sure that everything's taken care of from the fight aspect. The skills are correct, the fitness is correct, the conditioning is correct. I'm ready to go to war.
He's got more tools to use now. He understands the MMA game much better. It's not a point of him just going out there and doing what he feels like.
I see Chef, he's more the mental side for me. He does play a large part in my training, but he's there for the chat behind the scenes. He's there for the get up and the go. He's the motivation for me.
Gareth's in great shape, in very, very good shape, and in a mental space that we haven't seen him before.
Ozzy DePaiva is a local favourite and genuine MMA nice guy. On Thursday the 8th of May 2010, he fought Remo Ralph at EFC Africa 03.
Well, he is the local favourite, Ozzy DePaiva, nicknamed Daddy.
The two welterweights warred until well into the 3rd round, when referee Attila Barner deemed Ozzy no longer able to defend himself, awarding Ralph the victory by TKO. Ozzy walked out of the cage and collapsed backstage. He had suffered brain trauma, including a subarachnoid hemorrhage. Regions of his brain controlling balance, language, and numeracy were damaged, and his eyesight will never be good enough to drive a car again.
Well, when I was younger, I used to watch cage fighting on TV. I was never good at any other sports, really. And I found something that I was good at, and I enjoyed doing it. And it became a source of, I was proud of it, I've seen that fight on TV, on DVD, but I don't really remember it. I remember the beginning only. Yeah. And when I put it on the triangle, I couldn't finish it because I was hurt.
Big strikes to the head, Ozzy.
Well, at first I couldn't even sit. Vanessa, my girlfriend, says that at one stage at Berg Waneth, they had to tie me down to a chair because I couldn't even sit.
Some will argue Ozzy was to blame, that he entered the fight knowing he was hurt or somehow physically compromised.
Sure, that's it. No, I went in there, had a good training camp for the fight, trained well, everything was going perfect, everything was going well. Got into the fight and I tried my best and got a brain hemorrhage.
It still hurts Remo thinking back to the night he did battle with a close friend.
He fought me with the heart of a lion. I've never met someone that could fight that hard, but he promised me before that he's going to fight his heart out.
Dr. Ian Weinberg, a neurosurgeon at Linksfield Hospital, was one expert who advised Ozzy on his injury early on. He has also consulted on safety in amateur boxing.
You get your concussions where there's very little to see on a scan. Then you get your areas of bruising of the brain of varying degrees. And then in the very severe types, you get your hemorrhages of types. And the knockout is really achieved when you get a rapid rotation of the skull relative to the brain, and you either traumatize the brain directly, or worse, you traumatize the blood vessels, which gives you a hemorrhage.
But surely it's possible, in most cases, to halt a bout before major damage is inflicted.
It's very easy to see, in fact, if someone's taking severe punishment. If this is happening and he appears to be losing coordination and effectiveness, then you would stop it. And then he would have to be assessed at the ringside, essentially.
I wish EFC had kept the neurosurgeon there at ringside, because maybe my whole injury could have been prevented. You never know. Like after the first round or second round, maybe the neurosurgeon would have seen something in my eyes and stopped the fight then.
Would a doctor not have stopped the bout had he looked at Ozzy between rounds 1 and 2 or 2 and 3?
Possibly. You know, again, did the concussion take place in round 1 or did it happen, you know, which round did the injury take place? There's no answer for that. Again, we follow the same safety regulations that UFC follow. We do the exact same procedure that they do, and you know, it's worked internationally. You know, we pay for pre-fight CT scans, brain scans for all of our fighters, and that stuff is over and above what is prescribed to us from the current bodies. The doctors do the pre-fight checks, and as the fighters leave, they go backstage. There's post-fight checks by our fight doctors.
Somehow, Ozzy holds no anger for the sport.
Not really. I don't. I should. Sometimes I feel angry at myself, really. I'll always be an MMA fan. I always watch MMA when I'm in boxing. But now I'm more of a family man. I'm not called daddy for nothing. I've got a daughter. She means everything to me. And this last time was a big scare. I actually remember in hospital looking at her and like praying and saying that if I can come out of this, I won't do this anymore, because she's more important than anything else.
Those that are involved in the sport, in this industry, have to decide what you want at the end of the day. Do you want a gladiator sport? Fight until you're finished, or someone finishes you? Or you're going to keep it safe that the guy will fight again because the sport and the tournament will protect him?